Hey everybody, welcome back to my solo campaign playthrough of the Lord of the Rings saga. I am having such a blast bringing this to the community in the way that I am doing it. It's a lot of fun to play, of course, and it's a lot of fun to edit, and it's a treat for me, and I'm glad that I'm able to do this. And today we are fighting off the Balrog. Actually, spoiler alert, we are not going to fight off the Balrog. We are going to avoid the Balrog for as much time as possible. Before we get into quest setup, let's just take a look at the campaign pool and the deck and see how we're going to tackle this particular quest. The deck itself, this is the same deck that I've been using for all the previous scenarios, and I will say that this scenario we have to do a little bit of everything. We have to do a lot of questing, but we also have to make sure we have enough defense to kill some enemies and to take some combat damage, and there's a little bit of archery. Like, there's just a lot of stuff here. We need to make sure that we are set up. But the problem is that we just don't have a lot of time to waste. We're going to end up rushing through the scenario using willpower, but hopefully in the meantime we can get us set up with some combat defense and some weapons so that we can kill some enemies and things like that. So let's take a look at the campaign log, and you'll notice that there's a little bit of a discontinuity. I ended up doing a misplay on this scenario, and I wanted to make sure that I got it right. It was egregious enough that I wanted to go back and play it correctly. So that's what this is. This is the corrected version. If you want to, you could read more about it in the in the blog post about it, but you know, the point here is I want to make sure I did it right, or as right as I could have. So we have a Journey in the Dark right here, and we've earned all of these boons. We have a couple of burdens, and I'll show you how I'm going to deal with Sting and Mithril Shirt in this scenario that we earned from the last scenario. Okay, so let's get started in terms of setup, and we'll go from there. We will go through everything here. We have the One Ring that goes on to Frodo.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
And of course, Mr. Underhill has to go on Frodo as well.
Underhill. My name's Underhill.
Underhill.
We're friends of Gandalf the Grey.
And we've earned Old Bogey Stories. That goes on to Sam. It can go on to anybody, I guess, but I put it on to Sam in case a specific character has to, like a defending character has to lose an attachment. I put it on to Sam just for that case. Usually it's just that, you know, the first player has to discard a non-objective attachment. Then add Tireless Ranger to Sam. That's a permanent. That always goes on Sam.
He's one of them rangers.
Like I said, I'll talk about Sting and Mithril Shirt in a second. Gandalf's Delay, as always, goes up here to the left of the staging area.
Oh, I'm sorry, Frodo. I was delayed.
And then Weight of the Ring, that goes into the encounter deck, and then we shuffle that guy up. The way that I do Sting and Mithril Shirt throughout the campaign, and the other weapons, Glamdring and Anduril, is that there is some precedent where boons and burdens get added to your deck after you draw your opening hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these cards to my deck after I draw my opening hand. The contract is pretty explicit that you can only have 50 cards, exactly 50 player cards in your deck. Because there is a precedent where I'm adding boons and burdens to my deck after I draw my opening hand, I'm going to do it then. Okay, so let's do campaign setup here. It says shuffle each burden treachery card pursued by the enemy in Shadow of Fear. They are already in there. Add the burden objective cards Grievous Wounds and Overcome by Grief to the staging area. So Overcome by Grief will become an attachment if I lose a character. And then Grievous Wound is even more exciting because I will have to attach this if I take damage on one of my heroes. And so that's always fun. Okay, so that completes the campaign setup. So let's take a look at the quest card setup. The Balrog, Great Bridge, Chamber Mizarble set aside, out of play. So Balrog, Great Bridge, Mizarble out of play. Look at the art on the Balrog. That is one intimidating creature right there. And so add Doom, Doom, Doom to the staging area and place 10 progress or 10 damage on it. So I guess now is the time to talk about Doom, Doom, Doom. When I was a kid, this part of the book where Doom, 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 where the drums in the deep and finding the Chamber of Mizarble and Balin, like all the drums happening, this was the first time when I was reading a book that I became emotionally invested in the book. This chapter in the book will live with me forever. I was like sweating. It was late at night. I was in my bed. I was reading and I was sweating and I was like, my heart was beating fast and I was hoping that the Fellowship would get out of Moria. And it was like, it was crazy. So this scenario has a special meaning for me just because this was the part of the book that really engaged me in reading. This is when I fell in love with Tolkien right here. And I think that Caleb, when he designed this scenario, translated that feeling of impending doom that you get when you hear the drums in the book and it's doom, 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 the drums ever beating and the Fellowship going through the mines. Like, I think that Caleb did a great job translating that to this scenario. I mean, you have 10 rounds basically. Well, you actually only have 9 rounds to get through the scenario, so it's you don't have much time. Kudos to you, Caleb. And the last thing is one location to the staging area. So I think the best location to have is the Mines of Moria. Playing solo, I've actually gotten location locked a few times playing this. I know that sounds silly, but there are 4 different locations and there's several copies of those in the deck. So, the beauty of this is that you can explore it while it's in the staging area. It slows you down the first round, but you can catch up to the quest card in the second round pretty straightforwardly, or hopefully. Okay, so let me go back here and shuffle these in the encounter deck. And so I have 25 threat. I have 5 Hobbit heroes for Falco, so that's good. And I have 5 cards in my hand. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, Mithril Shirt right off the bat. That's good. That makes Frodo a reasonable target for defending and things like that. Although in this particular scenario, I don't necessarily want him to defend, but better than a sharp stick in the eye, that's for sure. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put out Treebeard this round.
Treebeard, some call me.
I'm going to try to get Treebeard up and running before things start getting real crazy. And that's all I'm going to do is put Treebeard into play. I'm going to want to keep this one leadership resource because I have the Red Book of West Match. And so I want to get that out as soon as I can because even just one round can make a difference here when I only have 9 rounds to do this in. So you'll find that in some scenarios previous to this, I've kept Mary up because I want to reduce my threat. But forget that. In this case, I'm going to just quest with everybody and go from there. So I'm gonna do 10 and reveal another Mines of Moria. That is a shame. Look, that's 4, so I make 6. So I'm going to put that here, and I'll put 2 here. So I actually don't put any on the current quest. So I will make this the active location to get the threat out of the staging area. I will remove the Doom, Doom, Doom counter. Make sure I do that in the right order. Move on to the next round. Okay, I'm going to keep Gandalf in my hand. I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to keep him in my hand because he comes into play when we need to do some damage on enemies. So I'm going to put a fast hitch on Sam, and now I'm going to try to YOLO quest it again. So that's 5, 12, and I'm hoping for an enemy here. And I get this stupid enemy. In one of my previous playthroughs, I got 3 of these in a row. You know what? I will take it. I will take the extra encounter card. I get a many pillared hall. 2, 4. 4 in the staging area. I quested for 12. I'm not going to do it. Okay. I was going to use the one ring, cancel this, put this into the thing, but I'm not going to do it. So I make 8. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 progress. I need 8 more progress. I remove a doom counter. And I'm going to leave the many-pillared hall up in the staging area. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm just going to hope that they don't stack, because I want to get through this. I don't mind it if in the next stage, if I travel to many-pillared halls a couple of times here. So, new round. Warden of Healing there. That's really nice. I'm going to put the mithril shirt onto Frodo, might as well, right? Okay, and then I will put the Red Book of Westmatch onto Falco. And I have Elrond just in case I can get rid of grievous wounds. Like I can take a damage, put Elrond into play, discard grievous wounds, and then I don't have to worry about it, which would be phenomenal. Anyways, let's quest. 3, 6, 8. I'm going to target this Moria Orc. 8. I'm going to do 12. I have 4 in the staging area. That doesn't even get me there. Okay, so I will do 15. I can't dilly-dally around here. 15. Okay, I'll do Treebeard 2. That's another 2, so that's 17. I need to get through this. Okay, so Deep Fissure. I'm going to use the One Ring.
Pippin! Steady on!
I will pay for that, and I will put Deep Fissure back into the encounter deck, shuffle it up, and hope that I don't get a many-pillared halls. I say that, and now I will, right? Cave Troll.
Get back! Think what's Uganda!
They have a cave troll.
That's okay, I guess. So that's 5. And so I make 12, so I do get through the Long Dark of Moria. Okay, Chamber of Mizarble gets added to the staging area. Flip this, and this is where I have to have 3 enemies come into play. So let's make sure I resolve all of this. Good, this is going to do, I'm going to do 1 damage to this guy here. I'm going to remove a doom counter. I'm going to exhaust this to give myself a resource on Falco. And I think now is the time to travel to the Many-Pillared Hall. Okay, I will travel to the Many-Pillared Hall now.
Behold, the great realm and dwarf city of Dwarven.
There's an eye-opener and no mistake.
I can also then optionally engage this guy. I will defend with Sam. Sam is defending for 3. No shadow, so no damage. I will ready Treebeard and attack and kill the Moria Orc and put 1 resource there. Oh my goodness. So there are enemies in the staging area, so I don't have to worry about any of that. Okay, so let's start a new round. Ooh, Fellowship of the Ring. I'm going to wait for Fellowship of the Ring. I'm going to put the Warden into play. So I'm going to do 3, 8. Bilbo's going to target the Great Cave Troll. 12. I will do 15. And in the staging area right now is 4. And I get an Ancient Guard Room. Okay, so that's 3. So that's 8. So I do 6. Seven, 8. I do a damage to the Great Cave Troll. I will exhaust the Red Book to give myself a resource, and I will remove a doom counter. I will travel to the Chamber of Mizarble.
No! Oh, no! No!
And now I have to go find the Goblin Chieftain. Okay, during the encounter phase, the Goblin Chieftain comes into play. He engages me. So that readies Sam. Deal him a shadow card, and I am going to play Mr. Underhill.
You draw far too much attention to yourself, Mr. Underhill.
To avoid that attack. Now, Sam 2 and 4 is 6. So this guy takes 3 damage. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to put the Fellowship of the Ring into play.
9 companions.
So be it. You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
And Gandalf definitely comes into play this round.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
So Gandalf is going to do 4 damage to the Great Cave Troll. Normally I wouldn't do that, but right now that's the way it has to be. I want to kill these enemies as soon as I can. So now I'm really able to do some questing with the Fellowship of the Ring in play. So let's see, I'll do 4. I'll do 16. And there's 3, so 16 against 3. So I need to do 4 plus 7 is 9. So that's 12. Okay. It's not horrible. And then I can use Bilbo or Frodo to defend if I need to. I can use Gandalf to defend. So that's what okay, so this is good. Remove a damage from Doom, 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 or reveal an additional encounter card. I do have a little bit of play with the Doom, Doom, Doom. So I think that I'm going to do that. So I will remove a damage from Doom, Doom, Doom. So I do 11. So that's 4. And then 7 more onto the active. That's exactly what I needed. This guy dies. Because of Bilbo. Bilbo kills this guy, which is exactly what I wanted to have happen. So that gives me 1 more here. And then I'm going to travel to the Ancient Guard Room. Don't raise my threat by anything. So now this guy's only attacking me for 3. Yay! Shadow. So I forgot to remove a Doom, Doom, Doom counter because of the end of the quest phase. So this is 3, so I will defend with Gandalf. +1, it's fine, no damage. And now I will do 4, 5. I need 1 more, so I will ready Sam and do 6. So that is this. Makes me feel good. Okay, so now it says add the Great Bridge to the staging area.
To the Bridge of Khazad.
And it says each player reveals 1 encounter card and removes 1 damage from Doom, Doom, Doom. This is what I got. I have exactly 3 rounds to get through. I can't remove any more damage from Doom, 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 because if I do, it'll be curtains for me. So a real encounter card, Many Pillared Hall. So there's a lot of stuff up here. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make sure that I get through this pretty quickly here. There's Sting. I'm going to put Sting onto Sam.
Sting. It's a good name. Sting.
That gives him the ability to quest for a little bit more. Let's see, I'm going to use tactics resources. Sam is questing for 6. So I really have to get through this. Let's see, there's 2, 5, 7 in the staging area. And this is 3, so that's another 10. And then I need to make 5. Ugh. So I need to quest for a whole boatload. Okay, so that's 4, 23. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, I get this one of these guys. It says assign X damage. X is the number of players of the game, so I assign X damage. So I think that this is one of those things where I'm going to use Elrond. So I'm going to assign 1 damage, and I'm going to assign it to, it doesn't really matter who, I'll assign it to Mary. Mary gets a damage. So now because he gets a damage, this comes down and it says if he exhausts, you do another damage to him, which would normally be a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. But I have Elrond in my hand, and that's going to be, that'd be I. That adds an extra there, so now I have 15. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I was able to do good stuff there. I get to put a damage on this guy. I get to remove a damage from Doom, Doom, Doom. And now I'm going to travel to the Great Bridge because I need this in the victory display in order for me to win. So I'll travel there.
Over the bridge! Fire!
I am going to engage this Moria archer because I just can't take the archery damage. Okay, so I will do, and so here's this highlights the reason why I wanted to get grievous wounds here. It's because now it's stuck on Mary, and I can do the archery damage around here. I can put one on Falco and one on Bilbo, for example, and that readies Sam. And so now I don't have to worry about spreading archery damage around to these guys. It just makes it a little easier to deal with. So this guy's attacking for 3 and Sam's defending for 4. Okay, so Sam defends. Before he defends, he turns over a card. So that's just going to be 1. And now it says attacking and it gets +1. Doesn't do any damage to Sam. And now I will ready Treebeard. I will ready Sam. And I will attack for 3, 7. And I will kill this archer. Thank goodness. Before the end of the round, I will heal off some of these guys. 1, 2, I guess. And I will do a new round. Oh, I forgot to give myself a resource with Red Book. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Elrond, and so that just allows me to take this and get rid of it, which is super helpful. And Rosie comes into play now.
Rosie caught dancing. She had ribbons in her hair. If ever I was to marry someone, it would have been her.
The beauty of getting rid of those treacheries is now I don't have to worry about spreading the archery damage around. I can just do it and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm feeling good about that. So now 6, 21, and I need to make, there's 2 in the staging area right now, but I also have to make 10 more. So I think I'm okay. Let's hope I do it.
Get back! Think what's Uganda!
They have a cave troll.
So there's a troll. That's +3. It's fine. So I make 16. So the bridge, it's funny, this is where you can throw one of your heroes at the Balrog. Not throwing a hero to Balrog, that's for sure. Okay, put that in the victory display. So that's 11 progress, but I can only make 5. Okay, so this removes a Doom, Doom, Doom counter. I get an extra resource here. I get a damage onto this Moria Orc. I will take the Cave Troll. I will ready Sam because of that. Let's make sure that I can do this here. I don't want to get all bravado-y. Okay, so that means Sam is defending for 3, 4, and then Rosie gives him 6. So he can take the damage. And then I ready Sam, and then Sam would be 3, 6, 10. So, okay, I think I'm good. So I will defend using Rosie Cotton. Or not using Rosie, using Samwise Gamgee. Deal a shadow card. Okay, and again, if I get a little damage, it's okay. Like, I don't have to worry about that grievous wounds thing now. Okay, no shadow. Okay, so it's no shadow, no damage, right? He's 2, 3, 4, and then Rosie 5, 6. So let's discard a card, and I do 2 damage to the Cave Troll. Okay, so now I ready Sam, and I can attack for 4, 9, and that's the Cave Troll out of my way. Here we go. Next turn. Last turn. Oh, and I get a test of will. That is very, very... I'm very, very thankful that I got a test of will. So now, look, there's only 2 in the staging area, and I only have to make 5. I can do 4. Okay, 17. And I get an Ancient Guard Room for 3. No one revealed. That's 5. So resolve the quest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. I make it through the Bridge of Khazad-dûm without engaging the Balrog. I am so thankful that is how that worked. Okay, and actually I would have been able to kill this guy, and that was fine because of Bilbo. I would have been able to get another resource here, and that's good. Okay, but none of that happened. I think I made it. So let's see what ends up happening here. We'll resolve the campaign. It says the first player must choose one of the Burden Treachery cards pursued by the enemy or Shadow of Fear. Pursued by the enemy is way much better. Much betterlier. Pursued by the enemy, you just have to deal with enemies that are engaged with you. And hobbits don't typically engage a ton of enemies, so that's good. The other one blanks your card for the round. Your heroes, like hobbits don't do well with blank text boxes. And then Overcome by Grief, which was in play all the time. I mean, I don't play to lose the game, so I'm going to select Overcome by Grief. I'm not going to do the Grievous Wound thing because I can't guarantee Elrond. So I will calculate my score here. It's 93. Okay, that's not horrible. And let's put this into my quest log. They played, again, it's a little non-contiguous, but that's fine. A score of 93. And I earned Pursued by the Enemy, and I earned Overcome by Grief. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and even though it's a little discontinuous on my side, you guys next week will be able to watch the Breaking of the Fellowship. Okay, have a great day, everybody.